Warning. The following show is likely to switch topics faster than a Kardashian switches NBA players in bed. Caution is advised. We surveyed 100 people. Actually, no, just some dudes off the street about JB. And here are the top answers. Number 1, JB. I love JB. Did I say that right? Do I still get my Chick-fil-A gift card? Number 2, who? Number 3, I know JB. He don't know shit. And now he's got a podcast? This is What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB, your friendly late-stage midlife husband, dad, and self-diagnosed ADHD connoisseur. This is all about candid conversation with friends, colleagues, and professionals, unpacking life's lessons and having a damn fun time doing it. And hey, sometimes we're going to veer off topic. But isn't that what makes life interesting? Let's talk about taking the good parts and leaving the bad. Because life's too short for unnecessary baggage. This is What the Hell Do I Know with JB. And now your host, Jason Becker.
All right, man, I tell you what, I absolutely love that intro. I was telling the guests here today that I was going to play the full intro because it jazzes me up. I'm ready to go every time I hear it, right? Mm-hmm. Before I introduce my guest, though, I really want to say thank you to all the subscribers. I cannot tell you, initially I did this for three people in my life. I said, if my kids get anything from this and I leave them a lasting legacy, then God bless them. And if some of you other people out there get something, great. I just can't believe that we're at like 1,500 subscribers on YouTube and a few episodes and thousands of watch hours and all this stuff is just, to me, amazing that anyone would listen to this old jabroni. So I really appreciate it. But I do want to tell you a big shout out to the younger crowd. 55% of our viewers are like 14 to 34.
Nice.
It's insane. Like 20% are female viewers now. And we've got a really great group of Indian people in India that are watching us as well too. So big shout out to all you over there. But I mean, really, what I think about is back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever had Nintendo. Did you ever have a Nintendo?
Yes.
Did you have it? But like the old school Nintendo when it first came out, you had to plug it into the back of the TV, the red, white, and yellow, and you had to blow on the disc and slide it in.
I remember that the most.
Big disc.
And you remember you had to go to like a video store and get. You would rent these things. You could buy them or you could rent them, but they had 3 of them.
Yeah, $5.99 a week or something.
Whatever it was, and but when you get there, it wasn't like you could just get it. If Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was gone, it was gone. If Mario Brothers was gone, it was gone. And so you had to rent these games. But what I want to tell you young people is kind of like those games. What I remember, and this was what was so unique, and I still remember it today, there was a game called Contra. And so back then, there was nothing online. I don't know, it just passed down from one neighbor to another, a cheat code. And I still remember today that if you turned Contra on, and while I was starting, you went up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, A, B, select, start, unlimited lives. It's ridiculous, useless knowledge that I still remember today.
That's crazy. I didn't play that.
However, watching this show, we're going to give you some cheat codes. And there's lessons that we've learned along the way. All of us here are going to share some different things, and we're going to talk about some cool things coming up in this area today. I'm super excited for this episode. But when you listen, maybe there's something that you can take away that will improve your life and give you a cheat code. And so I'm so excited, especially the young people that are watching, because we've been there before, and maybe there's something that could help you along the way. All right, moving on. The drink of the day, though, I want to just give a shout out to my wife, Danielle, who made us.
Really good. Delicious.
It's amazing. This is what I like to call Coco de Danielle. It is pineapple and Malibu with a little bit of cream of coconut. So, as always, drink only if you're over 21 and drink responsibly. But hey, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think Collins is already
almost
gone.
We got a late start, Collins here. So I do want to introduce and spotlight our group and our sponsors here today and my friends, but with Saucer.plus, I mean, you got to check out Saucer.plus. Meet Saucer.plus. It's a one-of-a-kind streaming TV platform that brings you closer to the brands and businesses you love. With Saucer.plus, you don't just watch content, you experience it. And by the way, there's an app for that. I downloaded your app the other day.
Nice.
And I have Saucer app on my phone, but I could put Saucer on Apple TV.
You're right.
Could I put Saucer on Roku? Could I put it on Fire TV?
You can.
What about Google Play?
Yeah, you can. Google,
So you're like everywhere.
Yeah,
You
anywhere
can
there's
get this
eyeballs.
app. Anywhere there's eyeballs. Saucer app. Just type it in. SAUCER. Saucer like the plate.
You bet.
You're plating it all up.
That's one take. Could be a UFO. Could be a plate.
I like
could be,
it.
but you'll have to tell them where it really came from if you remember.
Making
where
the
did it come
sauce.
from?
Something about making this sauce.
More sauce.
More sauce.
You know, life's a little dry. You need more sauce.
I love it,
Yeah,
Collin.
Saucer.
That's right.
Okay.
By
I
the
always
way-
wondered what that was from, to be honest.
And I want to clue you into Saucer because
Sure.
if you live down here in the Emerald Coast, you ought to be watching Saucer, have a Saucer app. But if you travel to the Emerald Coast, you get to meet the stars of our community. Whether it's restaurants or it's people like Whitney or if it's all these different great entrepreneurs in our area and what we're doing. And so you're getting some inside secret sauce on Saucer.plus. There you go. Right?
That's right.
That's so good. And I do want to introduce you guys now. And we've got with us today Collin Goodwin, the executive producer, as well as Whitney Cooley, a star of the new reality series that's coming out, shot right here in the Emerald Coast called Southern Sand. Where is my applause button? Look at this. I don't have my applause button, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. There it is.
Thank you.
It's a little low. Turn it up. There we go. Give another applause. That's right. We messed that one up. We're so excited to have you here, Whitney.
Thank you. Thanks
Absolutely.
for having me. I'm excited to be on your show. And your wife's drink is amazing.
Oh, I know. She's going to love you said that. That's so good.
It's so good. It reminds me of one called a Crazy Cuban, but it's good.
Where would you get a crazy Cuban at, by the way?
Tommy Bahama here at Grand Boulevard.
There's a
It's
tip.
on their secret menu.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's try
menu.
that.
Secret menu?
Brilliant. Let's all write that down, shall we, class?
Secret menu. Crazy Cuban, Tommy Bahama. That's so good. Oh, that's great. Well, I'm excited about your new show, Southern Sand. We're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into it. But I am so excited about this new series. It's kind of following your friends around and you around as you guys navigate the different, and you all three or four of you, right?
Yes, 4.
All women,
Yes.
all business owners,
Yes.
all crushing it.
Yes.
And they follow you around and the drama ensues.
Yes, it's going to be a great show. It's about me and my friends as we grow and strive to be the best in our different industries that kind of all intermesh. You wouldn't think so. Obviously, I'm in real estate, and my friend Amy, who is an interior designer,
Right.
and then we have my friend Sam, that's in lending, and then my friend Rachel, who is in title. And you'd be surprised how all those worlds always collide in
100%.
different deals. We work together to get deals done and have fun while we're doing it.
This just sounds like a one-stop shop for what you need when you're coming down to buy real estate or move real estate in the Emerald Coast.
Absolutely. People don't realize it's not just real estate agents that help you through transactions.
Right.
So there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes, and
That's great.
I'm excited for people to see how the show comes out. And I grew up here, right, with my dad. Grew up in restaurants. This is home. So I'm excited also to show people all the amazing places in our area. So not just about real estate, it's about the fun stuff too.
No, because you do a lot of stuff. You and your dad do a podcast as well together. So I don't know if you want to give a shout out to your own podcast there, but it is great.
Yeah. So my dad and I do a podcast together. It's called What's Up Emerald Coast. And we dive into the history of the area because I know people love to find out. Our area is very unique, and there's some fun facts that a lot of people don't know about. And we like to dive into all the great restaurants and real estate in the area. So
I love the show. I watch it often. I got to come into the studio with you guys and watch you guys do it before I launched my podcast, and really I'm trying to piggyback off the #1 podcast in the Emerald Coast with you and your dad.
Stop. You're so sweet.
That's amazing. Great stuff that you guys have there going there. I really love it. However, I do want to dive into our section that we call New News.
Ooh.
So if you have any news that's going on in your life, I do have some new news, though, I want to share.
All right.
Absolutely.
I am planning a trip right now to Vegas, baby.
Oh, nice. When is
Going out
that?
to Vegas. I don't know. My wife knows the dates. But I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
I am so excited about going back. I haven't been to Vegas since like the COVID times when they had the plexiglass screens.
Oh my God!
everywhere.
Why would you even
wait,
go?
what?
They just opened Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
So during COVID, we were just everybody with the shutdown stuck inside. They opened some places up and flights and things. We flew to Denver, rented a car, and we drove from Denver. It took us about a month and a half, kids and all. Went from Denver to San Diego. In our we had 2 places we booked in Vail and then in Park City. After that, we didn't know. We ended up going through the entire Mighty 5 parks out in Utah and all the way down. And Vegas opened up, so we stopped off at the Wynn in Vegas and did a pool day with the kids, and then moved on to San Diego. So, but I trapped the kids in a car for a month and a half or so. I mean, we stopped at condos and stuff, but probably the best cross country trip I've ever done.
Did you feed the kids or
Occasionally.
just wilding out?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Occasionally, we threw some food to them. It's like just you're there to be seen and not heard.
Yeah. All right.
Seen and not heard. But I'm excited about Vegas because I haven't been back since they've opened. It's like normal Vegas is what I'm told. So I'm so excited about going back to Vegas, and I am going to see one of my favorite artists.
Elton John.
Close.
Britney Spears.
Close.
Usher.
Very close with Britney Spears.
Oh, Celine Dion then.
No. Britney Spears was on a show with this gentleman.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake,
Wait, he's
baby.
going to be in Vegas?
Vegas, baby.
Oh my God, I'm going
Does he
to
have a
Vegas.
new residency there or something? Is that?
I love JT's music, man.
Has he got a
He's
residency
so
there
good.
now?
No, man, he's just doing a tour.
Okay.
I don't remember
Wait,
what it's
is he going to be on the podcast? Do I need
Yes,
to tell him?
Justin Timberlake,
Okay.
you have an open invitation to our podcast anytime. You and Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, I knew
anytime
this show was coming.
You guys But you can't give me a hard time. I got girls. I'm a girl dad.
I know.
I love Taylor
I'm a girl
Swift.
dad too. Yeah.
You better get on the Taylor Swift bandwagon. Any other new news?
Whitney's a girl
anybody
dad.
Wants to anybody?
Girl dad. I'm a girl
mom.
dad.
Girl dad.
I am a girl mom. Two
Girl
girls.
mom.
Yeah, jeez. I said you can't offend. You
I
can't
know,
offend
right?
people here.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
Warning.
Now for a word of caution.
I should have assumed.
Unpopular opinion.
Oh man.
Yeah, juicy.
Funny.
But I was like, anybody other? I mean, we're going to talk about Southern Sand, so that is new news to this audience, and so I want to talk about that. But any other new news outside of that you want to share with the audience of 1500?
The new news I have is I bought a new camera for the show.
Oh,
So we're stepping our game up.
That's right.
There we go. All
We're stepping the game up. So.
Double clap on that one.
yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
I mean, I had a good camera
Audio
before, but when
video
you
is
did,
always great.
Humble
So we
brag.
stepped the game up. Yeah,
Speak
that's
about
new
it.
news though. You know,
Yeah, new news.
I didn't even pay him.
$45,000. No,
Holy smoke!
I
Not
closed
that
a
much.
big deal yesterday.
Come on,
Yeah.
girl. That's
the
a
highest
big one.
sale ever in Cypress Breeze.
oh, I like
I
that
saw
neighborhood.
this house online.
Yes.
I follow Whitney on Instagram, and I saw your movement there with this house, and I was like, "Wow, you go, girl!"
Yeah, so it's the
That's a
highest
beautiful
sale.
house, too.
So this is another record-setting sale, even in the market that we're in right now. So
No, that's huge.
making moves.
The house was really nice
great.
though. Right?
It was. I mean, the
It's
house
gorgeous
was
house, done
spectacular.
well, right?
Oh,
New build,
gorgeous.
right?
New build, but
Yeah.
still, it was a record-breaking number for the neighborhood.
That's so great. And the were you on the buy side or the sell side?
Seller side.
Oh, that's even the better one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to go to a lot of showings when you're on the seller side.
Nope.
They come to you.
Yep.
Hey, make no mistake though, she's out there picking weeds and
Oh,
I do
no.
above and beyond. The people, there's the glamorous side
Right.
of real estate, and then there's the side that people don't see where you're mopping floors and pulling weeds to make sure you get the deal closed.
I literally shot one yesterday in Burnt Pine, and the realtor was there. Yeah. Doing what she says, moving all the rugs. Had to help her move a cat tower, a 6 foot high cat tower. I mean, it was crazy. I'm
I
like,
think cat towers sell houses. By the way.
yeah, I mean, I guess.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't either. But,
So don't do that.
yeah,
right?
they do a lot of work, man. They put in a lot of work to get the house staged and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
It is not as
It's-
easy as it looks.
No, I think people think it's like the glamour side, but no, it's a lot of work.
So I had a neighbor that lived across the street from me when we lived downtown Atlanta, and he was kind of the Morningside realtor. I love this guy. Ken Covers. If you need real estate in Morningside, I'd tell you go see Ken. He told me when I first met him, he goes, when I moved to this area, what I realized nobody needed. And I was like, what's that, Ken? He said, a real estate agent. Yeah, no kidding. I feel that way sometimes here, right? But, he just worked his neighborhood really well. And so when it came time for us, when we moved down here, I said, well, Ken, I want you to, you're the Morningside guy. I want you to sell my house. And thankfully he sold it for, at the time, a record number. And the Atlanta Hawks basketball coach bought the house from us and all. But I told Ken he didn't have to do anything. He literally took a leaf blower and blew off my driveway, and then he'd turn on the oven to cook cookies when the guy would show up to buy it. But that was 10 years ago, back when you hang a sign and they get them sold.
Oh,
right?
I mean, times are different.
Times are tough now.
Yeah, times are totally different now. It is not as easy as just putting it up for sale. That's for sure.
By the way, Ken did a great job. So I'm just kidding. He did a lot more than even that. He put out flowers and all kinds of stuff. I don't want to throw him under the bus. Ken is like if you're in the Morningside and you want the Yoda master, go see Ken. But yeah, so that's great stuff. Congratulations again on sale. Collin, you got anything you want to share?
Yeah, big thing. We've started to win our Little League games.
Yes.
People think we don't keep score. We keep score.
The kids keep score if you don't.
We started to win. So.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
you got to keep score.
Are you supposed to keep score? Or you're not supposed to keep score. They're doing that thing more and more these days.
Really?
They are.
We don't do outs. We don't do outs, and we're talking t-ball. So
they're little.
There's two levels. There's machine pitch and then there's
life.
t-ball. And usually it's I will say the league is great. As we progress throughout the season, we start counting outs and we start counting strikes, things like that. But
that's cool.
These early days,
you want connection and run to the right base.
Yeah, exactly. If you get to first,
I remember those days.
You're
brother.
winning.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
My daughter played. My middle child, my oldest daughter, she played soccer. For a half second in the. Like kind of a little league soccer deal, like they call it Muppets or under 5 or under 4, whatever it's called. And she said to us one time, she goes, I don't know that I like this game. They won't kick me the ball. I was like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You got to go. So we'd find her like picking flowers in the middle of the field or whatever. All right, soccer's not for you. They all kept score though. We keep score. The kids keep score.
And we talk about it after the game.
That's cool. Good. That's great. Well, I love it. Juice, you bought a new camera? That's
a camera. Yeah,
you're so boring.
It's a Sony Cinema Line camera, however.
It is a nice camera, though.
Yeah, I mean, I did second place in poker last night.
Saucer approved camera. I love it. Yeah, Juice, you also do a lot of the video stuff for Saucer. I think that's great.
Yes, she does.
So we're gonna Juice is
one big family here. Yeah,
one big family.
One big family. Yeah,
one big family. So Whitney, we are going to put you on the hot seat. You are going to play a game I like to call "What the Hell Do I Know?"
Oh gosh.
So this is a series.
I don't know how much I know.
Yeah, you're going to be good.
It's a lot of integral geometry questions.
Don't get excited.
Actually, math is my thing.
That's great. That's good. Math should be your thing in business. Math is the thing. So it's a series of questions in rapid succession, and I'm going to put the clock on.
Okay.
And here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Where's your favorite sunset?
At the beach.
All right. What is your favorite food?
Oh, that's tough. Dad's gumbo.
Nice.
Good answer.
If you could, his gumbo is good. If you could go back to a vacation spot, where would it be?
Oh, I would definitely go back to Barbados.
Nice. As a mother, what is the biggest value you want to instill in your child?
Never give up. Live your dream.
Love it. Top song on your playlist?
Ooh, this is a tough one. Oh my gosh.
You can pass.
I'm going to pass. I'll come back. Because there's too many good songs right now.
Saying or quote you live by? I know.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I live by never regret.
Oh, I like it. 7, most famous person you know or have met?
Oh, famous person I know or have met. I met a lot of people. I met Jaden Smith at Coachella.
Nice. Coachella.
Yeah.
There it is. And Whitney, you are now off the hot seat.
Oh, thank God.
Man. Do you have a top song, though?
Right now I love that. Gosh, it's in my phone. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that either. I'm like, few I was like,
I know.
There's
it would be
Teddy
really
Swims.
Teddy Swims.
Okay,
He is Lose Control. I know.
Did you go to his concert when he was here at Club LA?
Yeah, they came down here.
When?
Like last year?
Last spring break.
Okay, so maybe I'm just new to the game.
Baby. It was great.
Maybe I'm just new to his stuff, but I love that Lose Control song. It is good.
Good. Nice. Yeah, Teddy, he did a lot of cover stuff. I think he was on A Voice or maybe got discovered from that. I believe so. I believe the Suburbs.
Atlanta,
I think you're right. Decatur.
And he's not big, but I don't know that. I'm just into that song right now.
He came here through Club LA probably.
Yeah, he does a lot of, I feel like he's more in the college crowd kind of setting or whatever.
Yeah, smaller settings, but I love that. I love that. I like slower songs when I work out, so I like that song.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
I'm weird. I'm strange.
You like slower songs.
I know. So I go heavy cardio and I listen to slow songs.
Like Celine Dion?
Like
she's on your list.
No, like Wicked Games by
Chris Isaac.
by Parafikova.
That would get me. See, there's a different generation there. I'm like Chris Isaac because I see the video, so don't judge me. I was a teen when it came out.
I like Chris Stapleton. I listen to his stuff when I work out.
Chris Stapleton, yeah.
And you can never go wrong with
He's a 30A guy.
I love Chris Stapleton.
He's great. His new whiskey came out. He came and signed bottles at Craft Bar.
I got one.
I did too.
You got one too.
I got one.
Oh, he's the mayor of Craft Bar Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night, Grand Boulevard.
Hey, how have we not seen each other? Grand Boulevard
you haven't been there on Friday night. Craft Boulevard. We have an after dinner drink. My wife and I do every Friday night, date night. We've done that for almost 12 years. Every Friday night. And so we go out to dinner and we typically end at Craft Bar. And look, nobody tell this secret because Craft Bar may get upset with me. But they give me controls of the music on Friday night. And people are like, how do you have control of music? I'm like, well, 1,000 beers later.
Yeah. I've paid their
12 years later, I paid it.
Yeah, me and Collin have date night at Grimaldi's every Friday night.
I like it. Well, y'all got to just come see us over at Craft Bar one time. We had a great time there and hang out and listen to some great music. I like Luke Combs' new song that he's got out right now, the Fast Car, which is a Tracy Chapman remake.
I don't know if you can beat the original of that one.
No, of course not. I think it's just great that she topped the first black female artist to top the country music charts as a songwriter because his song went #1, but she wrote it.
That's awesome.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. I'm always big on women breaking these different barriers. It's unfortunate we still have so many barriers to still break or you guys do.
Yeah.
But they're still there. Yeah, as a white heterosexual male, my barriers were broken a long time ago. So I have to be aware of those things sometimes, But listen, so I wanted to give you, again, a shout out to Southern Sand. Southern Sand unveils the high-octane world of real estate on the Emerald Coast, one of the trendiest hotspots in the South where luxury and ambition meet the emerald blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. At the forefront is Whitney Cooley, a powerhouse luxury real estate agent with an eye for victory and a knack for assembling the best team in business. It goes on to say her squad, a cadre of formidable women, each a luxury in her own domain, navigating the choppy waters of high-stake deals, personal dramas, and the relentless pursuit of being at the top of their game. Together, these women form an indomitable force, juggling the demands of their high-octane careers with the ebbs and flows of their personal lives. Southern Sand is a testament to the power of collaboration, the beauty of ambition, and the unbreakable bond of friendship as they hustle for their next big deal, navigate the intricacies of their industry, and have a heck of a lot of fun doing it along the way.
Yes,
that was a lot, by the way. That was a lot.
It's really, really well written.
That was AI, right? That was AI.
Did Tracy write that? AI.
Hey, if you're not using AI, you're not winning.
Chat GDP.
I will tell you I write a lot of my stuff that way, and then I throw it in there and like check for grammar, spelling, and like anything that needs to be improved.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. I think it's great. It's a great write up. I love it. Do you use? By the way, do you use any Chat GPT when you're doing your?
I do when I'm in a rush and I'm at a showing and I need to write an email to somebody and I don't want it to sound unprofessional or be like, honestly, sometimes it's more just for format to make it look pretty as an email, and I'm on my phone. I use it a lot of times for that. It
makes a ton of sense, by the way. I do too. If you're not using it as a professional, I think it's the way of life, and the more you figure out how to use it, I think the better off you are. It's not like they're artificially making you still have to enter the content. Right. And so then you still have to prove it.
For me, when I'm on the go, I'm just like, I voice it. I'm like, I open ChatGPT and I'm like, blah, 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 write the email to blah, blah, blah in this format and this, and it goes, and I'm like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, hi, how are you guys doing? I'm still at your showing.
That is so good. Hey, by the way, kids, listen up. Brilliant. That's really good. Absolutely.
Write that down.
It's all about how quick you can be, right?
That's right.
Because a lot of agents will delay, right?
100%. By the way, I want to show the trailer right now. So here is the trailer for the new show, Southern Sand on Saucer.plus.
I'm Whitney Cooley, and I grew up here on the Emerald Coast.
Man,
we're Southern, right?
That's some good videography.
People come to our area to have fun, and I love to show them how to have fun. I have a great group of friends that are in the business. Sam is one of my best friends. I basically was like, you need to move here. She is a lender.
Thank you so much.
I really honestly look up to Amy. What she's done with her business, her designs are next level. I'm like, please see my house. Rachel's my go-to for titles. So much love. We really strived and pushed each other to be on the top.
What'd you get into today?
Hello.
Beautiful homes.
It looks familiar.
Gorgeous. And then I went to Kiki.
Hey, Maria.
Oh my God.
It fits your body like perfect.
A major issue happened while we were there.
What?
Oh. Yes. My idea
There's
was,
a drama.
this isn't
I
like
like
alone. We're finding that we have some issues. Please, please, please.
Right.
Make this happen.
Those stakes are up, but that's when you thrive, right?
Exactly.
Now we just pray.
Now we just pray. Oh, that's such a good
and when
ending.
you hear the reason for the drama on that one, it's pretty funny.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear it.
Kind of.
Now I'm excited. I'm ready to hear it.
Yeah.
It's so
You'll have
good.
to wait to see.
I can't. Yes, I love it. You know what I saw in this is you've got some real golden, hidden gems inside of these different episodes. I think I saw topics like heart and hustle, entrepreneurship, women entrepreneurship, deal dilemma. I mean, are so many good topics that have so much to be mined out of those lessons in just the show titles. So I'm just excited to see what kind of trouble, good trouble and bad trouble you get into.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't wait for you to watch. I'm excited to see it. I'm dying to see it myself.
Under lock
They've
and
been
key.
following me, but I'm like, okay,
That's right.
when am I going to get to see it?
Yeah.
We've been filming and filming and filming. So
yeah, we filmed a ton. And I think that's something important to bring up, like right out of the gate. The word reality TV, it's a polarizing word, right? People think that reality has to be the Kardashians, or it has to be Jersey Shore, right?
Sure.
And I always say, we don't have to have that drama in our show from a personal standpoint, because real estate in general is so dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
The highs and lows. And so one of the themes and the trends that we've really picked up on the show is, as we're building these story arcs, a lot of them are around the deals that they're doing anyways.
And there's drama inside of that, right? I said this in an episode previously, but I had a pastor say one time that there's 3 stages in life. You're either in a problem, coming out of a problem, or going into a problem.
Right.
And you just got to figure out, how can I be like as copacetic through it all and figure those things out, because life's going to come at you one way or another, right?
Always does.
And you think you've got a breath, and then another train's coming, so you just have to be ready for it. One of the interesting things that, Collin, I know I've told you before, I had a chance to work inside Nashville some and write some songs, where you change a word, take a third sort of thing. So that was perfect for me, and comma, great. So, but I did some stuff with some guys in studio, and a guy named, I'll give him a shout out, Jason Fowler, the nicest guy you will ever meet as a creative. I mean, this guy is just so positive. It's insane. But he did music videos with a guy named Mill Cannon, who did people like Usher. There's another girl he did. She was on American Idol. Her husband's a hockey player out of Nashville.
Like Kelly Clarkson. That's the only
Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood. I know my audience was probably yelling at their phones. You know, I know who it is. It's Carrie Underwood.
No, you said it was like 20% female. I doubt the dudes were like, Carrie Underwood. Maybe.
Well, there's 20% females. They've been screaming at it.
We're going to get more now, though. We got
That's
Whitney.
right.
Girl.
We got Whitney, bro. But he even did Whitney Houston. He did a video for Whitney Houston as well.
That's who
too.
I was named after.
So is it really? How about that? In fact, Mill, if you watch this, we want you on the podcast. But Mill loves to take shots. This guy, it's like 30 shots later. One more time, guys. You know, and it's the same drummer look. One more time, guys. So I know it's reality TV, and I know that you guys have episodes where they come together, and once they sit down and you get going, it's filmed, right? But how many shots do you have to take to get that trailer walk right?
Oh, the trailer walk. Oh, okay. For me, I think I always get on first take.
Yeah, come on, girl. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
I love my Amy, but I think she did it like 5 times.
A lot of walking, a lot of steps.
A lot of walking. You got to make sure you get it right.
That's right.
The walk intro.
But that kind of production side of things, you have to. There's certain shots you're looking for.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
or if you
anything
got this guy
in
who's
slow-mo,
not set up or whatever, and he was in the right position. It's got to be his fault.
Yeah, you know, it's a fascinating topic. It's one I'm really passionate about. And again, going back to the word reality, people always act surprised when they're like, oh, that wasn't real. Like, oh, I stumped you. Like, I know that was fake, right? And so there's this big movement in reality TV, like, oh, that's like people are always trying to prove that it's fake.
Yeah.
And what I really hope people understand and start to see is reality television is an art form. And I know that sounds wild, and not to get too ooey gooey on this, but it's just like creating a movie. It really is a balance between a full scale scripted, because these girls are not scripted whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right.
It is completely unscripted. But at the same time, we're making sure that we're steward to the story.
100%, right? And it's got to look good.
It's got to look good. We got to be in the right place. We got to do all this. And so that's where the art form, and it's something that I'm passionate about, always getting better at, right? So 100%, right? And the talent matters. And I always tell Whitney and the cast, you have to get used to being called talent, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're a star in a real production.
That's right.
It's a big deal. And
there's a lot of time that goes through planning it. I mean, this is just a little podcast here that, you know, nobody watches. But, you know, there's production that goes behind it. We've got cameras, we've got lights, we've got mics, we've got, you know, I'm putting show flows together, and I'm trying to research the people, Collin and Whitney, and figuring out. I did some research on Juice and somehow let him in still.
I got warrants. I got 3 warrants.
Right. We talked about integrity. You need to tell me everything that's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so much production that goes behind just sitting down and coming onto the camera. I'm sure you're doing things, you know, I know he's doing production, but you're doing the business of life too, that you're having to do, and then prepare for the production of the show as well.
Absolutely. I yell at Collin all the time, please make our schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Constant.
I'm like, but, you know, obviously I have things that I want inputted in. So I say, you know, we have this and this and this. What do you want to shoot?
That's great.
You can come to this. How many people do you need? Who do you want to show up? Those kind of things.
Yeah, Whitney's been huge. I mean, her and everybody. I mean, it really is a team effort. We have a group text, and I always text them, I'm like, team, right? That's how I start the text, right? Because it really, there's a lot of effort, and everybody gives. I don't think really, when you watch that episode, even that trailer, it's a minute long, right?
Right.
This took, you know, weeks and weeks of production, multiple days of showing up, finding the location, getting the right people, choosing what you're going to wear.
That is very important. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Marissa. Kiki Rissa.
Yeah, shout out to Kiki Rissa.
I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes behind it, and it takes a big team to pull it off.
You know, you talk about what to wear. I had somebody tell me one time in Nashville, we were on a TV show, and I think I showed up. It's like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. But I was in my mid-30s, and I showed up, and we had makeup artists come in because this was, you know, real TV production. It's not a podcast. It's like with some jabronis over here. But, you know, they makeup artists came in, but I woke up that morning, and at 35, I hadn't had a pimple in like 15 years. And I showed up, and it was like the third eye on my forehead.
Sure.
And I was never so happy to have a makeup artist come in and do makeup. And I had a white T-shirt, and they're like, "No, you can't wear white." Yeah, there's certain colors that just don't work on the film, right? Right.
Like this is a trigger for me.
Right.
And it's just because I want it to turn out phenomenal. White is such a popular color to wear down here. You know, you see the beach pictures and everybody thinks white. No, we want the opposite. We want colors.
It hits better on the camera, right?
Yeah.
I mean, white kind of blends back.
Well, there's science.
There is science behind it. And then I don't like you've got lines going different ways.
Yeah, this would not show well on
if it was all horizontal, you'd be like really messed up.
Yeah, don't wear plaid, don't wear stripes.
Yeah, you got to be careful with certain things.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, he has actually a color card on his phone that he'll like hold up.
He sends it to us.
So
He
They're
sends
like,
it
all right,
to
this
us.
is the palette. Dude, it's hilarious.
He sends it to us.
And just so everybody knows, it's out there. I want to push the limits on that so far this year because it stands out. When you get one of our editors, Geroyd, he's out of Ireland.
Great.
And now everybody's going to steal him because he's excellent.
Yeah. His name starts with a Z.
No, he's really talented. And I want to, and by the way, there's no hiding the team, by the way. This is a team effort and everybody shares in that. But he's actually, just like in construction, there's trades, right?
Yep.
You can be a HVAC or plumbing. There's trades within post-production, sound design. Geroyd is a colorist. And I don't know if people understand that is an actual discipline within post-production editing. And so there's actually a science. And so we actually do have the color cards and would want even more control over the wardrobe. And that's something we're moving into.
So I knew the basics, but I didn't know all the tricks.
Oh, yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, you need a sound guy. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
There's a lot that goes into the production. I know there is. I mean, when you're running a show, especially one that's kind of around your friends in particular, how do you maintain friendships and still be professional? Even Collin, I'd like to get your take on this as well, because you talk about it being a team on your text, but you know, you're creating this atmosphere of working together. But then there's always rubs when you work together. You know, so what advice would you give our young listeners out there?
Obviously, you have to take your professional side and your friendship side, and know there's two different sides to that, right?
Right.
My friend Sam will tell you she's my lender side. I get on her. She'll tell you I get on her, but she knows that's just Whitney at work, and she knows that I'm just trying to get the deal done. And then there's Whitney, that's friend, that's out to dinner and doing fun stuff. So there's two sides always. Let's just say my friends love me because they put up with me when I get angry when deals are not going the right way, and they still like me around. But there has to be two different sides. There's your professional relationship, and then there's your friend relationship, and you work together. And because they know you as a friend, you know how to handle them in that professional manner too. You know,
it's something you said, the work side and professional side. My father-in-law and I worked together, and I used to call him a little Hitler. I mean, this guy would chew my off. I mean, just chew it off all the time when I'd come in, and he would call me. He'd say he's preaching at me, and he would. I mean, we'd have 3 hour, chew me out about something or preach at me about what to do. But he was really trying to change my mindset as an entrepreneur. Sure, working for him, and so it was always about that. But there was a moment in time when my wife and I first got married, and we were building a home. And don't kid yourself, we're just talking about starter home for us. So it was being built, and we just signed the contract. But we were waiting for it to finish, and we lived with him while I worked with him. And so he would chew me out for 3 hours. I'd go back to his house, and he'd have a drink ready for me. He'd go, Jason, hey, it's so great to see you. How you doing? And I'd be like, look at this jabroni here trying to talk to me all cool. I get back into the back room where I stay and just shut the door. Be like, I'm not talking to him. But he finally was like, dude, why are you taking it so personal? Like, I love you. I care about you. I'm just trying to change your mindset. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to do, and get you to think better. And so, he was my mentor in business, and so it's such a valid point.
You have to
separate the two.
You have to sometimes, because sometimes it's not about
It's not about them.
It's not about them. It's not about anything else. It is about making sure that our clients and our customers
100%.
are treated and have to the highest standards.
100%.
And tensions get high, things happen, and we're just here to make sure that all that stuff behind the scenes they don't know about, and they see kitty cats and rainbows, and we get it to the finish line. So
that's right.
That's true. That's the, like I said, that's the little things that people think that real estate and selling stuff is so easy, but they don't see the stuff behind the scenes because they have a good realtor. Right. When the inspection goes wrong, or something is haywire, or a number's off, or the contract wasn't signed, or Yeah.
There's thousands of things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, there's thousands.
Thousands of things. I just named like the top 4 off my head, but you've probably dealt with some real zingers there that stumped you, I'm sure. So
all the time. I just got a deal though, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah. There you go.
If y'all heard the zzz,
something coming in already.
It was.
Working and podcasting. I
can't help it.
Yeah.
Working and podcasting.
Real estate never stops, guys. And if your realtor says it's 7:00, I don't answer, then
maybe you need to find somebody else.
Yeah.
You hear that, young people? I would also piggyback on what Whitney said and say business never stops. When you're an entrepreneur, if you're in leadership in a company, if you want to be in leadership in the company, you're going to end up having to work outside of 9 to 5. You just are. In fact, entrepreneurship is the one job you work, 80 hours? You don't work for anyone else, so you work 80 hours a week or whatever it is, is what they say. So, I
got a text at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I was like, why?
It's a customer, and you've got to deal with it. You've got to handle it. You've got to take care of it.
No, it was a client. I'm like, wow.
Colin's over there apologizing.
No.
He's sorry, but not sorry.
No kidding.
That's so great.
You're listening to What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB with ADHD. Elemental B. Anyway, back to the show.
What happens when it goes wrong? Like when friendships do go wrong. And I'm not talking about these necessarily. Southern Sand, you guys are doing great and you're working on deals, but there are times though in friendship, even in business, when it just goes wrong.
Yeah, I can comment on this.
Sure, please.
And I want to piggyback on
absolutely.
the last question too. And I'll say this, not to be cheesy.
Yeah,
but
we love cheesy.
If you are the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Man,
brilliant.
And
let's all write that
one
down.
of the themes that you see in this show is what I would call relentless pursuit, right? You've got, and I'll say this, and this was the cheesy part, I've got these women that are very successful that make me uncomfortable, that hold me accountable. Yeah. And my biggest fear as a producer is to let anyone down, right? On the show, right? And so to piggyback on that, it's really accountability. And when you're in a room with these 4 women on this show specifically, on this topic, I think the thing that keeps them together is they don't have time for the BS. And even if you get into the BS, you're accountable to one another, and that trumps everything.
100%.
I love that.
That accountability is so good. Wasn't that a great word?
Well. That was said so well.
Brilliant.
That deserves another one.
Let's all write that down, shall we, class?
I won't interrupt that one. How about
that was a good one. I like it. You talk over here, man. There's no rules here, baby.
Yeah.
But I think that's really a great point, though. You're right. Accountability is so important in business. I mean, we all want it, but yet you don't really want to say you want it. But accountability is what makes you better in life. Right. I mean, but when it goes wrong, when it does go wrong, because inevitably...
But that's your escape card when it goes wrong.
Because you set clear boundaries.
Yeah, well, relentless pursuit.
Yep.
You've got a goal, and you know that your friendship is so much greater than the argument. And I think it's also maturity, right? When you can be in a room and surround yourself with people that aren't going to hold something against you that you said. And it's rare. I mean, you're always going to offend someone, and especially when you're doing business, you're not going to be able to include everybody. You're going to have to cut them out. But it's that accountability and that pursuit, and that, I think another word, not to be buzzword bingo over here, just respect. When you look at the person across the table and you admire them as a person, then it really humbles you.
Dang, Colin.
Right?
Holy cow. I'm not giving you another ding.
Okay, no more
dings for you. But that
He's
is
going to need his own button.
He is spouting wisdom like crazy. Holy cow, man. I think we're all coming to work at Saucer after this show.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
we need it. We need help.
Anybody needs, you looking for interns?
Yes, actually.
All right, so young people, if you're looking for interns, summer jobs, things like that, Collin, we're going to post his Instagram. You need to DM him.
Absolutely.
You want to work in this field, he can look at a resume. Maybe you can work something out. I mean, what a great opportunity to the audience, right?
Reality TV production. I mean, that's a dream internship.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know you want to work with me.
That's right. How about that? Something that you said, Rick Warren, who was the founding pastor at Saddleback Church out in California, which, believe it or not, Californians can know something. But church in Cali, he authored many books. You might have heard one of them, Purpose Driven Life. It went like huge on the charts, book charts and whatnot. But, he say God sometimes removes a person from your life for your protection. Don't run after them. You don't know that sometimes, right? You're right. You're going to be on this journey in just this production or the real estate deals, and you've probably had people that you've worked with before that you're like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm working with them the same way. We've all been there, and you've got to be able to kind of source that out sometimes. So it's very interesting. I do want to highlight as well, Saucer.plus. Do we have something else from, is it Asia?
Asia, yes. So this is...
I do want to highlight again Saucer.plus. You can look at it. You can actually find on the internet at Saucer, SAUCER.plus. Saucer.plus. That is where you can find. You can find it in your App Store. You can find it in your Apple TV. You can find it on your Google, Roku, Fire TV. Everywhere that you see TV. I like how you said, Collin. Everywhere with eyeballs. You can get Saucer.plus if you're on
that neon yellow.
All of our 65 and older people. It's Saucer.plus on the internet. But meet Saucer.plus, a one-of-a-kind streaming TV platform that brings you closer to the brands and businesses you love. With Saucer.plus, you don't watch content. You don't just watch content, you experience it. All right, let's. Do you have that Asia video?
Yeah, so they're doing a launch party at Asia.
Launch party at Asia. This is great.
Let's see here.
You're not going to want to miss it.
I like that sound. I almost thought something's wrong with us, but that is really catchy.
Oh, yeah.
There's that bass driving it in.
Their martinis are the best.
Yeah, whatever that drink was, I want one stat.
Look at the dragon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, me eating that. Thanks, Collin.
Oh, and dancing.
I'm always dancing. Candy stick.
Oh, man. I can't wait. I'm jazzed up about this. Tell me, when is this Asia party?
Yeah, so what's really interesting and what is, I guess, been a humbling experience.
Would you rather be topless forever?
Jeez,
come on, Jason. Your history. You got to delete your history before you come on the podcast.
It was the next thing that played up on Facebook.
It's the next
right here. It's the next one. Topless or bottomless.
Oh.
This is crazy, Juice.
I don't watch a lot of stuff on Facebook.
Sure you don't. Yeah, because you were banned for what you watch.
There's no proof.
Yeah, there's no proof. I did a.
It's just related to Saucer. It's crazy that
some people might know
that
this.
Is not.
That's not related. That is not related to Saucer.
That's right.
I did a church in downtown Atlanta years ago, Little 5 Points. So it's a very eclectic part of Atlanta. We were in a theater that was like right beside Variety Playhouse called 7 Stages Theater, but it had in there bubble words, like letters, painted onto the windows was the word adultery. And I thought, that's exactly where we should be, So we were right there, and it was really a church for people who don't like church. And they had one time, they would always have these different shows going on, and we would just kind of overtake the theater on Sunday mornings. But one time they had the show was Wieners and Boobs was the name of the show. And it was like highlighted
at the
above
church.
It. Well, it was a theater that they did all sorts of plays. So we were coming in on a Sunday and just taking over the theater.
Gotcha.
So while the music was going on, they had this big background in the back, and we'd flash up the different music stuff up there. We would flash different things, different lighting. And so we hit the soundboard or the lighting board, and it flashed up the biggest penis you could ever see for like 2 seconds during the church service, and like pulled off. I know. So my wife, after the service, she said something. She goes, do you know that happens? I was like, yeah, I was kind of hoping. Did I really see the penis on the screen? The show was called Wieners and Boobs. But,
somebody watched the video, whatever it was.
Well,
but
we're not watching that. We're going to skip that.
Yeah, we'll skip
But
it.
tell me, back to this party, Asia cameo party.
The cameo party. Yeah. So as we've advanced our production, what we found is a lot of people want to be a part of it. And production is cool. I will say, I don't know, y'all can speak for yourself. I'll speak for me. It's one of my favorite days of the week, right? When we're out in the field, we're having a blast. It's a lot of work,
so
but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially the fun.
The sauce is it's kind of the sauce is made in there, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
But
it's the fun part of the filming, which is going to all the amazing places.
Yeah, the
which
locations.
makes our area so fantastic.
Right.
And this is one of the newest sushi restaurants to our area, and it to me is something we have been missing. It's taking it. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sexy Fish in Miami.
No.
Asia to me is Sexy Fish here.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So if you haven't looked it up, and Sexy Fish is one of the hottest sushi places in Miami. It has that vibe.
Very cool.
And it is something that we don't have here.
So awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Amazing cocktails, high-end sushi, high quality of all of their foods. And I know good food.
Yeah. Gotcha.
We eat well.
Yeah.
On the production set.
Yeah.
Well, especially growing up with a chef like your father there.
It's not even just
Cajun
his
food,
cooking.
yeah.
It's him taking me
to all these great places.
to all the
right?
great
Yeah.
places. And he used to work at almost all of them.
Right.
So, I mean, honestly, Dad walks in there. He's a celebrity at every restaurant we eat at.
Right.
So we're getting that crazy experience that you wouldn't normally get. But this new place it's amazing. It's one of my new favorite places.
I can't wait to check it out. That's going to be awesome.
What's important, and I think to point out, is Saucer is a community. We're building community, right? Streaming television is you're often disconnected, and as you can see right here on this screen, the way that Saucer is really built is through integrating other companies, other brands into the production, right? So there's a huge community component, and a lot of times we're trying to be hush-hush on production. We're trying to be, not disclose our location, or we want really quiet. And this one, we're doing the exact opposite. We're telling the world we're going to be here on this date, at this time, filming an episode of Southern Sand, and we want you to show up. So we're hosting a cameo party, and the world is welcome to show up and see exactly what we do. Meet Whitney, meet the cast, and also watch how we do things right there on set.
Juice, will you be there filming?
Sounds like it, yeah.
You better be.
Next Friday night. So if you want to meet me.
That's what I meant.
Don't talk to me there. I'll be filming.
But it's going to be a good time. The restaurant, so it's a restaurant, obviously at night for dinner, but after dinner, it turns into a fun night scene. There's a DJ.
Wow. Very cool.
Which is unheard of.
But it's unheard of because around here we don't
Inlet Beach,
we don't have that kind of stuff, especially on this end. And it's just great. It reminds me of something that's not from here, because we're a small beach town, right? So most of our nightlife, which I love, our small beach town type nightlife, don't get me wrong on that, but this takes it to another level of feeling like almost like you get to step out a little bit. And it's gonna be great. You have to come check it out.
Very cool. I love it.
And what's the date, Colin, and the time?
April 5th, 8 o'clock.
April 5th. All right.
April 5th, 8 o'clock.
If you're watching this and it has passed April 5th and you are regretting the fact that you couldn't have been at Asia,
that's true.
I just want to apologize.
And then
it was a fabulous time.
Just go anyways, because they do it every weekend.
Absolutely.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Right. But this is, like you said, this is some of the stuff that you will find on Saucer. You will pick these sort of things up from, again, not just Southern Sand, but there's many other shows that you get to pick up about the Emerald Coast and what makes this place so great.
Absolutely.
It's
our playground. And everybody, when they think of production, they think of Hollywood. And I always look at Hollywood, and I spent some time out in California, and, they've got beautiful backdrop, beautiful people, beautiful homes, great production. And I say, well, which one of those do we not have here?
We have them all.
Right.
This is our playground. This is a canvas to create the next hit television show.
Right,
That's
you're
what
saying
we're
it's
trying
like
to do.
Hollywood of the South. I've been saying it's been the Hamptons of the South. I always feel like it's a little bit like, everybody leaves Atlanta and Birmingham and, what other towns there are out there. New Orleans.
70% of our traffic comes from 6 major metropolitan areas. Plug. That's in the first show.
Hey, don't give away all our secrets.
you just wait to listen what 6 are. What 6?
Whitney said it way better than I did just
Absolutely. I love it.
He's stealing my lines over here, people.
I love it. By the way, what shows are you guys watching? So what TV shows is everybody watching? Like if you are, like when you have time to watch TV?
I wish I had time to watch TV.
I will tell you.
I just watched
that
Masters
new Trader.
of the Air, yeah.
Have you seen Traders?
No.
No.
So good.
Where's it
Paramount.
on?
I think it's on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna have to write that down.
Peacock.
So you like scripted series?
This is a game. This is a game.
Okay.
It's a reality game show. They're taking. It came from the UK and Australia. They've made it over here in the US. But they use kind of Bravo TV stars, so Real Housewives reality stars, different reality stars that come onto the show. They play games.
I've heard of it now.
They sit around a round table. They tag 3 people are the traitors. You don't know who those 3 are. We as the audience do. And so every day they meet back after their games and they build their pot of prize money up, and they have to banish somebody that they think is a traitor. And so when they get down to like the last 3 or 4, they can stop banishing people if they think they've gotten rid of all the traitors. If there's 1 traitor remaining or more, the traitors win the pot. So very interesting reality TV show, and filmed in Scotland at a castle in Scotland. It's just really well done. So we've gotten into watching Traitors. The whole family kind of gets together and we watch Traitors together and see all the scheming that they're doing, trying to figure out how to persuade this person to vote away or do this sort of thing. And so really well produced. You ought to check it out, Traitors, especially what you guys are doing.
It's fascinating. There's a lot of subgenres inside reality.
That's exactly right.
It's a really deep category.
Right.
And contests and game shows are one of those categories.
Yeah. I
don't have the mind for it as a producer. I'm not great
there's
at
scripting
the
that
contest.
goes on. So there's scripting, heavy scripting that has to go on, right? But then they let it go.
Right.
And then you're filming what happens with that scripting.
Right.
But to me, it's just it's unique. I mean, you've got the strategy behind trying to do things. So as a viewer, you're trying to strategize, but then you have the societal parts of the game that is always interesting too.
Sure.
You know? Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting. Any other shows?
No, I just got done watching Masters of the Air on Apple.
What are we talking about?
What is that?
Masters of the Air.
Yeah, I can see that though. I'm not surprised.
I mean, that's bombers.
What is
World War II, the bombing when they
it was
their first bombers.
The movie that just
Jason,
was
before they invaded
Juice
Germany.
is very worldly. When you get to know,
He is
I'm a news junkie, like old war movies. It's just bombers in World War II before.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah, I was thinking you went back into.
Yeah, I mean, I watched all that stuff.
SEAL
Team, all that crazy.
The whole cast of Southern Stan always makes fun of me because I don't really watch reality TV.
I really don't either.
Until now, they've all got, we've got homework, right?
We got homework, I guess, kind of.
For sure.
Duck Dynasty was great. I watched that one.
Duck Dynasty.
Who doesn't like that show?
That's all I watched.
Look, I'm known for this. I'm going to give it the spiel in public. I'm going to say these things, but everybody that knows me knows what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Look, I'm a fan. I never thought I'd say this as a 36-year-old male.
Oh, we know what show it is. I know what it's coming about.
See, exactly.
Where's Sam?
Everybody knows, right?
I want to hear it.
There's a couple North Stars that I have as a producer. Things that I haven't, like, man, that was done better than anything. One of those is Chef Table, but we don't do that. That's a phenomenal production.
Great, John.
Here's what's going to surprise you.
I want to hear it.
I think Siesta Key, the MTV production,
Siesta Key?
It made me watch 2 episodes.
Showcased the state of Florida.
Siesta
almost better than anyone I've seen.
Well,
right?
now I'm going to watch it.
Okay, and you just, full disclaimer, watch it, but just
don't judge you.
Yeah,
don't judge you. I'm sure it's definitely
it's a great show. And look, they're really smart. They did it really well. There's a lot of thought that went behind that show. But they showcased Florida, and that's a North Star for us because, yes, we've got the great story of Whitney, but when people see the scenery that we have, this backdrop, it's an art form just to show that, integrate it in the show, and we want to make sure that we're showing it in every single episode.
Right.
So, like, landscapes, and that's a whole...
I mean, you saw that in that intro, right? Did you see?
It's a whole different discipline, right?
It's so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So, by the way, don't look at Crab Island. It's terrible. You won't like it. Don't come here.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll
be filming there.
Disclaimer.
I noticed your boat
alligators and
over there.
sharks.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
What's that?
I said, I noticed your boat out there. I said, that's one of our favorite things to do. We can't give away all our secrets.
I know.
Do you know about Redneck Crab Island?
Yeah, it's
the
great.
hidden gem on this side in Santa Rosa Beach?
Yes, I do know about it. It's right here.
It's right here. We call it Redneck Crab.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's a little, occasionally when it's really nice and clear, there is a dune right here in front of a sandbar right in front of my house. And there will be,
all the
behind my house, I should say, yes, it's like 30 boats right behind my house.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chilling out.
See, that's the stuff we want to show.
Yeah.
The integrating
but nobody
that lifestyle.
knows where that is.
So we're not telling you. Not dropping a pin.
That's right. Yeah, to be determined.
Yeah, my son, he always gets frustrated because he loves to fish, so much off the dock. And so when people buzz by, he's like, they need to get out of our backyard. I'm like, dude, we don't own that part. So it's so good. So moving on, though. Quote of the day today by Tay Tay. Oh, I love Tay Tay. So she said...
I'm like, who's Tay Tay?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift quoted
Taylor
podcast.
Swift.
This
Do
is
you
crazy.
really?
Yes.
Man.
Taylor Swift.
walk off.
She's the best. I have 2 daughters. They love Taylor Swift. My son loves Taylor Swift. Look, and
I can relate. My wife,
100%
we
all in.
were going to watch, I wanted to watch the Eras tour on Disney the other night. My wife
my
said,
goodness.
why would you watch it? I'm like, you don't want to see someone at the top of their game. Like, someone, I mean, that's excellence, right?
100%.
I'm with you.
100%.
I got your back.
Taylor,
Mixed
your
reviews.
invitation to
Mixed
this
reviews.
podcast
Great
is still there.
I think
You can come
she
anytime.
is phenomenal. She's
100%.
smart.
Right.
She is very smart.
Tell 'em.
She's done a great job of what she does. It's just
Yeah.
So she's been overproduced.
won't-
Maybe
Hey,
to
I can
a
get behind
degree.
it.
I
I'm with
get
you.
it. But,
Yeah.
but listen, she's written so many incredible lyrics. This one says, "And when we go crashing down, we come back every time because we never go out of style. We never go out of style."
No,
That's
sing
from a
it like
song,
she said.
Style. That I
Sing
cannot do.
You can't sing
I
it?
can't sing it.
Don't worry, I
But
can't either,
that worked
folks.
really well, especially in friendships, because she's talking about friends and coming together, and we never go out of style. And that kind of was where the song came from. You know, I think back to my friends when I was younger in middle school, and I hate to even say this. This is so embarrassing. It's ridiculous. But I had a buddy of mine, this guy, Brett, and it was with 2 T's at the end, Brett. So, but his family had like the only VHS camera recorder where you could hit a button and it'd pop out. You'd have the big VHS tapes and you'd slide them in. You know, you put it on your shoulder to hold it and had a little viewer in it. Yep. And so we would film ourselves playing basketball, all these things, but we used to do sketch comedy, where we would film sketch comedy shows where the one guy would go into the bathroom and he would knock on a door and act like he was the angry repossessor. We used to do this you repossess a TV and it turned into like a WWE wrestling match.
Oh,
and
man.
crazy stuff. And
where is this content?
Yeah.
So here's where I'm upset, Tara. His older sister decided to record Beverly Hills 90210 over all of our tapes.
Oh, no.
But it was some of the greatest times, and we would put our hair, like people would do crazy things with their hair when they're in the bathroom. So when you'd open the door, you would just die laughing. You'd lose your script because you'd find some gel or some hairspray and you do these. So we just did these sketch comedy and had fun doing stuff like that. When you were younger, did you do any of those sorts of, do you remember any of those sorts of things? When
we
you were doing
had, now I'm not on that level with the big mega thing, but
They were out of style before your time.
we had the camcorders with the little tapes. But the worst part is the little tapes you can't play unless you have the
You
thing.
had to have the big tape to put it in.
But we definitely made tons of videos. This was before TikTok and all, like there was none of that stuff. We didn't even have phones that had an app store. Okay, and I mean, I was the generation where that came up, right? Like that was like in that mix. But yeah, we definitely made dance videos. We were not as cute as the girls now on TikTok.
They put it together now. And they have all the effects and the beautify things.
And the beautify things.
Yes.
I mean, we definitely, the videos of like joking of the kids back in the 90s doing the videos, that was definitely me.
That's so great.
But yeah, and then I definitely took videos. I have a little sister that's, she's 12 years younger than me. Okay. And I used to dress her up and make her do stuff and videotape her.
So
and now she's like a superstar.
Camera.
So I say it's because I always had you on camera. That's why.
There you go.
That's good.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you've kind of been doing some of that stuff. I kind of wondered, like you were just developing this talent. I mean, what are some of the things that you do to prepare and develop your talent in general? So not necessarily even, it can be related to the show.
I don't know if it was related to this.
Whatever, so.
I don't know if it was related to this, but growing up, I actually had a TV, like it was the first YouTube. That was when YouTube like first came out, when I like graduated high school, and it was, I can't even think of the name off the top of my head right now as I'm blanking, but we would go around local places and like interview people and like
something Destin.
Yeah, Dreaming of Destin.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a second. Dreaming of Destin. It was
nice.
Please don't look this up. We have one that was at a haunted house and that was my maiden name, and y'all don't know what it is. So
there you go.
But I started doing that, and I used to shoot, and it was, like I said, it was before anyone even really knew what like YouTube was just starting out. And people were like, what are you doing? What are you shooting for? What is this for?
Man, if you'd have kept on though, now you'd be monetized to the moon and back.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's crazy.
But some of it though is even when you're young and you're doing things, you don't realize even what you're developing. Some of it could just be confidence in front of a camera or confidence in a meeting. So, you may have done things or done a video on Facebook Live or a reel or something like that, but you don't realize you might be honing a talent that you need to use that could come along in negotiations or could come along inside of deal doing or meeting people more confidently or whatever that is.
If you've met my dad, I got my confidence from him.
There you go. Yeah. He's alive.
He comes into a room and he just lights it up. I mean,
he's alive. Yeah, he's all action.
All action all the time. So I guess maybe some of that comes definitely from him. But you could say that Dreaming of Destin was a start.
All those little things are kind of building blocks to hone your talent, right? I mean, all those things are kind of just little stepping stones here and there.
I always say the camera's a great mentor because when you get in front of the camera, you have to decide who you're going to be. Are you going to be you, or are you going to be who you want to be, which is okay.
Sure.
Like you can become who you want to be in front of a camera. I absolutely understand and support that. But it makes you think about those things, and it gives you the confidence, and it makes you really question yourself, and you have to prepare.
Right.
So I would say the camera's a great mentor for that reason.
You're totally right. And I always tell guests or even co-hosts when they say like, what can we say and what can we? I give a few rules. I don't want to be offensive. Certain things like that. I mean, all the topics we say people may not agree with. So that's not the offensiveness I'm talking about. Just general offensiveness. But I'll say, look, you're projecting out to our audience, whoever watches this, for however many times they watch it, yourself. Mm-hmm. And how do you want to come across?
That's right.
That's the end of the day. Mm-hmm. What do you want to look like, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's it. So when different speaking engagements I've done, especially when I used to speak, every Sunday, but the different times I've given speeches or sermons or whatever it was, there were times I would come off the stage, and I mean, I would have just felt it, man. I mean, just feel it. You feel really good. That's the one I'm like, I want to go to my favorite restaurant after lunch. I want to have a beer, maybe two. I mean, I'm feeling really good. But then there's been times I've come off that stage before where I'm like, I missed my notes. I didn't get everything I wanted. I didn't say what I want to do. Do you guys, when you're shooting things, ever have that like high or low when you're doing something? Do you ever have that, Whitney, too?
Yep.
Yeah. Where like, I just feel I nailed it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, normally that's always after Dad and I's podcast. We always laugh because Collin calls us the one take.
One take, baby.
Yeah. It's a skill that develops. Like I always say, like, it's the first episode, you have to get to episode 2, you have to do an episode 1. And really that's a testament to the challenges of episode 1. You have to learn all these different things, right? So there is a visible progression from a talent standpoint as you go through a production, which is really, really unique.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. No, it's one of the things I feel too, though, is that sometimes the things that I thought hit didn't hit, and the things I thought didn't hit, they hit the best.
Yeah.
I'd leave there and just be bummed, and then the next, 3 days later in the grocery store, somebody come up and say, what you said Sunday, like, really connected with me.
That's amazing.
I love that.
And so you just don't know. Your worst moments can sometimes be your best. You just don't know it, right?
The lesson is real artistship. That's a Steve Jobs statement, right? And that's a testament to getting yourself out there, putting more of your product out there, because you never know when it's going to resonate with someone.
Yeah, just don't stop.
Yeah, but I do it all the time. I call Whitney and the cast back. I'm like, we have to have another production day, because I just watched all the footage and I didn't get the exact way I wanted it to come out. So that I also have to get better as a producer, but that comes over time. But I watch that stuff and analyze it all the time, and you always want to go back and do a redo at times.
Yeah, the producers are the most hardest on themselves, for sure. Like, or the videographer, like you see, like you were saying, you miss a shot, you're like, some bitch, that should have been better if we was over here or something,
Right.
Yeah.
But
you can't, reality settings, you can't normally go and redo it. So.
You don't know when things are going to happen, because honestly, like...
Yeah, that too,
It's not, obviously, like he said, it's not all fully reality, but it is reality. Like, there is no, we don't have scripts.
Well, the content's not a script. The content's reality. It's just, you've got to set a stage for it. You've got these beautiful backdrops.
You pick the location out. Yeah.
We pick the location when we're shooting, but then it's just
because you got to make sure you can shoot there. You can't run into Chick-fil-A and start filming, right? They're gonna freak out. So you have to have some limits. But if we mess up with a camera shot, or the camera's in the wrong setting, then we might have to reshoot an intro walk or something like that again. But
I'll call my buddy Dan over there at Chick-fil-A.
At Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Let's give Dan, his son Ross is a CEO now, so we got to give him a buddy. Dan was, I told you, Truett. We did an episode. Truett was my 8th grade Sunday school teacher. Dan was my 12th grade Sunday school teacher.
Oh, cool.
Really?
And Truett was still alive then, so he was like the president of Chick-fil-A. He went on to be the CEO, and I guess he's now the chairman, but his son Ross, who is 2 years younger than me, is the CEO now.
Wow.
So I remember that knucklehead running around. But I'm sure, Ross, if you listen to this, you can come on the show too. And I'm sure he's doing a great job. He seems to be killing it. Chick-fil-A.
You think we can get Chick-fil-A to sponsor the show if he comes on? No?
We got to do it somewhere. I've got friends that know Chick-fil-A. Connect me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The chicken's so good.
It wouldn't last very long in the sponsor setup.
I talk about Chick-fil-A way too often. It's like the number one fast food joint.
It's my favorite fast food.
It's so stinking good.
Try not to eat fast food, but when I do, it's Chick-fil-A or Whataburger. That's the top two.
So stinking good. So stinking good. Before we go, we were going to do the one Delve card, but we didn't pull it out.
They're over there, yeah.
I know, we didn't pull it out. We didn't go through it. But I just can't leave the show with you here and me not playing your theme song.
Let's go.
We're waiting patiently for what you do.
They got Delve card online?
Google Guru, he'll make it right. In a flash, he'll solve the fight. Oh man, he's good at poker, that's right.
Oh, second place last night.
Jeez, second place last night. Congrats to second place.
Play every Monday, yeah.
Congrats to second place.
What kind of poker?
No Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, no limit hold'em, man.
Play every Monday.
We got the best table this side of the Mississippi.
You don't want me to
play. Yeah.
So look, our table is tough table. If you can play at our table, you can play anywhere. All right. So our table is a good
we could just
table.
pull a random question off the internet.
No, we can skip that. We can skip that part. We've had so many incredible.
What are the 3 cents that you like? Cinnamon, apples. That's what it says right here. What sport?
Well, that's an interesting. That's an interesting.
That is a weird question, but
honestly, I've had so much fun. I just want to give again a big thank you, Collin. For being here. Collin Goodwin, executive producer there in Saucer and Southern Sand, but then Whitney Cooley, the star of the new reality show. You got to check it out, Southern Sand. Thank you both of you for being here. It has been so much fun.
Thanks for having us.
Kind of have some of this behind the scenes and to hear what's going on. It's just been absolutely incredible. But listen, I don't only believe that this is just going to be great entertainment, Southern Sand. I think you're going to have some good informative information in there as well.
100%.
Right?
100%.
I mean, people can have a takeaway and to learn something about friendships and business and inside the complications of business with friends.
Absolutely.
And so all those things. So be sure to check it out. Again, Saucer.plus. Download the app. Download it on Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, Google Play, Google everywhere. There's eyeballs. Right. Everywhere there's eyeballs. Download on your phone. You can watch it on the go.
Can't miss the neon yellow.
You can't miss the neon yellow. Absolutely. Listen, this premieres, by the way, tell me the premiere date for this new show, Southern Sand, so people can set their calendar to it.
April 27th.
Oh, and this is a date that will be after this podcast.
We're having it. Look, we're having a huge red carpet event.
April 27th.
April 27th. It's a premiere. And it's a huge opportunity for us to show the world what we've been doing. Amazing. So yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
That's great. Are you gonna let her see it before it goes?
Of course.
You better.
So stinking good. But again, thank you again so much for being here. Listen, audience, I'm so glad and so thankful that you're here as well watching. And if you're still watching now, you've done an amazing job. I imagine this is probably your third time you've turned it on so that you can finish it. Nobody watches a podcast in one take. I get it, unless you're driving to like Tampa from here. So I get it. But this is a section I like to call Listen Up Kids. So listen up, kids. Humility, others before self, grace. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You cannot control other people. You can only control you. So be the kind of friend you're looking for. I'm going to say that again for those of you who are driving. Be the kind of friend you are looking for. You will attract some frogs. I get that. That's okay. But there will be some that come along. They're just there for a season. That's okay too. But when you find those friends that will stick with you through thick and thin and in the fire, hold on tight. The more you refine your skills, the better you will become at being a better friend, and the better you will become at identifying better friends. And who knows? Maybe you just end up on a reality show sometime with top-notch friends and business associates in an incredible backdrop called Southern Sands. But until next time, be a great friend. I hope you're enjoying these episodes. If you want, comment. Tell me other topics you want to hear, what we can talk about, what we can bring to you. I'd love to hear it. You can hit me up on all my social. Just hit me up or don't. I mean, what the hell do I know?
You've been listening to What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB has worn quite a few hats. CEO, venture investor, accidental pastor of a downtown Atlanta church, board member, passive investor, and occasional public speaker. JB's passion with his show is sharing the good, the bad, and the downright absurd. Life's a mixture, right? JB has picked up some real gems along this journey. Lessons from the business world, the chaos of parenting, and the surprises of accidental leadership. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find Jason on Instagram at _Jason_Becker. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time.